Yeah, so don't mind me recording. This is our timing exercise, right? We're kind of seeing it's like our first reaction to the like if this was a real test, this is your first reaction, right? And we see the first 20 25 minutes how you go. It is a 4 hour test, but um like most people your age, they kind of burn out by the 90-minute mark. So like they fail to be productive after 90 minutes. Not for lack of trying. Sometimes there's just nothing in the tank. So
90 minutes is the amount of time I get for a chess game usually.
yeah, yeah. So I guess Daniel has some conditioning with chess. And generally, if you just kind of spend a long time doing something, you get better at concentrating. But also, it's fundamentally age dependent. So, like you don't need to concentrate for that long with your like when you're in year 10, you automatically have that advantage. You concentrate for the year 10s can do 2.5 hours, like almost just naturally. Whereas I think for like year 6 students, going over 2 hours is it's a little bit unnatural. Yeah.
Most of my chess games take like 4 hours.
You can actually take your break yourself. You can actually just go out and come back or go to the toilet or something.
I once had a chess puzzle competition which was like 2 hours with 14 questions and I finished it in an hour and a half. And I thought it had only been 30 minutes because
Yeah, so I was mentioning before, so the word circumcircle, that's in our syllabus and it's in Maths Olympiads, but it's what you probably won't find on this exam anymore. Okay, so circumcircle just means like the circumcircle of like a 3 points is a circle that goes through all 3 points. Okay, um, it's usually 3 points because 3 points determine a circle. Okay, so having four, you might not know if the fourth actually fits or not, but a square always fits. Okay, yeah, because it's symmetric, right? Um, yeah, I remember like there was some exam. Remember last time they didn't explain what factorial. Did I explain what factorial was?
I think I
In
know what
question 9,
three
yeah,
is.
but they don't explain it here in question 4. So this is even 5 years ago. It's actually still it's way different than what it is now. Okay.
Wait, is how long did I take to solve 3?
Did you say you solved it just then?
Yeah.
So it's been 13 minutes altogether.
Taking about 11 minutes. Not 11. No, I think I took like 4 minutes to figure out
No.
one.
But remember, there's no emphasis on speed. The emphasis on accuracy. The speed, I guess, is more right now to see if you find the questions easy or not. Like if you're kind of comfortable. Because a lot of the time, if you're stuck, you got no
I don't
speed.
even
It's
know
just
what
zero.
number
You're just waiting
2
there, right?
means. I
What
don't
do you
even
think?
know what number 2 means. Yeah, I remember those bases, but now I can't remember what it means.
Yeah, so base, I'll explain it to you. So we do the theory of bases a bit more in depth further
We
from
did
the
it
exam.
last year.
Yeah, but now that we're close to last term, right?
Hmm?
Oh, you did it with last term.
We did it last year, I think.
Last year.
In our math enrichment.
Oh,
Okay. Newton. The book.
okay. So wait, so Benjamin, did you skip 2 to 3? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Since I know that I had trouble with bases last year.
Oh, okay. Well, that gives us a good motivation to explain bases. So actually, the first topic in the number theory book, it's in the book, is bases. Okay.
You can leave that.
Oh, do you want to do the basis question together then? As a sort of a.
After I do.
Okay. So when Benjamin says he's done with 4, we'll do 2. Yeah? And everyone's done 1 apparently. Is that right? No? Okay. Okay, so after Benjamin's done 4, then we'll go
Well,
through
I don't
1
get this.
and 4. Yeah.
Say like when it says AB, right? Does it mean like this semicircle here?
The arc AB.
Oh, so
Oh, no, you're drawing another semicircle.
what? I don't get it.
There's another, like, the semicircle is different from the first circle.
Can you show me what it means, please?
You don't need him to show you.
I don't know what it means. Okay, I'm gonna try and forward it. So back in, are you doing number 4 manually? I'm just gonna do it to see how it end up.
I think I know.
Already?
How long did it take?
No time. All these things aren't working though.
So how long did it take for 4?
Oh, you did 4.
I think about 3 minutes.
This is what I'm doing.
It's been like 1 minute. 2 minutes now. Okay, I mean, yeah, hopefully it's right, yeah? So,
Wait, can I stop doing it for a bit?
okay, let's talk about question 1, okay? Okay, so question 1, you know, like if it's your first time in the exam and this is your first exam, like you can pretty much just forget about all the questions past 5, right? Spend all 4 hours on question like 1, you know? Okay, but we only gave you what, like 10 minutes, okay? So, it's not quite, but we'll give you another exam and I'll give you video answers, and then you can try it at home as well, yeah? Try to remind me to do that before we leave today. Okay, so that x denoted a single digit. Does anyone want to share their solution or?
Okay. Okay.
I'm still finding where I put my solution.
Now do it.
This is kind of just like that middle primary question 27 we did, right? Just some numbers.
Basically,
Yep, I remember.
Okay.
So basically, you first just had the 2 in the hundreds digit didn't really matter to the tens digits.
yeah.
So you just ignore the 2, yeah?
Yeah, ignore the 2.
Okay, that's good, yeah?
And then
So
first
you got x and 7 times 39 equals something 9, yeah?
And then first calculate what 7 times 39 is. So that was a 7 in the tens digit
Oh, okay.
right now.
So 7 times 39.
And to get 9 in the tens digit, you just have to see you just have to make sure that x times 9 reduced modulo 10 is a 2.
Okay.
You get 8.
Yeah. So remember what I said. So now that I think about this, okay, our approach to this question is no longer in a vacuum. You understand? Because we actually had some experience just like half an hour ago. So remember what I said? You can actually try all the possibilities. Remember that? So you didn't really fail until you've tried all the possibilities. Okay? Because x can only be 1 to 9 basically, right? Or 0 to 9 or whatever it is. Yeah. So this question cannot be hard because in 4 hours you can obviously try 10 possibilities, right? So that's your insurance policy. Okay? But if you want to do all 10 questions, you can't use 4 hours on the first question,
I
right?
controlled all my math on the action.
Okay, so what was mentioned? Sorry, mentioned. And then
So
you're saying
x
7 is the tens digits is 7.
So then, now, to make the 7 go to a 9, we must make sure that x times 9 has a 2 in the digits place.
Okay.
So basically, x has to be 8. Since 8 times 9 is 72.
Okay, so x has to be something that when you times it by 9 and then add 7, you get 9, right? So we can even say that. So x, when you times it by what?
So it's got to be
9.
Times it by 9, and then you plus 7, right?
No, 9x reduced modulo 10 and then plus 7.
Oh, yes. Okay. We'll just...
So you're saying it's 7, 8, 9?
Yeah, I guess it's x.
Right? I did 7, 8, 9.
Okay, maybe it's better not to write this. Okay, and then so okay, out of all the things that times by 9, which ones end in 2? Well, they all end in
8.
different numbers, right? So
Yeah.
if you find one, then that's it. So okay, so then notice that it's a checkable question, right?
Yeah.
So checkable question means you can literally just put um x equals 8, yeah, and check if it works. So that's like if you got lucky and tried 8 at the start, yeah. So 87 times 39. You don't get a calculator in this.
Wait, why are we ignoring the 2?
Oh, okay, because the 200 it's a 200, right? And 200 times anything will only contribute to the hundredths digit and further. Yeah. So good question, good question. So 87 times 39, we just got to check the tens digit of this is 9, right? So you can do that in a lot of different ways. Yeah, so you can actually also you can ignore the hundreds digit thing as well. You can simplify a lot of the multiplication. So for example, this is 80 times 30 plus 80 times 9 plus 7 times 30 plus 7 times 9, right? And then we don't care about this because that's in the hundreds, right?
Yeah.
And for example, this is 210, which we only care about the 10, right?
Yeah.
And this is 63.
6.
And this is 720, which we only care about the 20, right?
It's
And then it's 2 plus 6
1,
plus 1 is 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, like if you got the working right and you got the wrong answer in the end, you still get maybe 1 mark. Even though in this question it's quite forgiving because if you're trying to do lots of questions, you probably wouldn't even bother writing the working for the 2 mark ones because, or you just submit the working you already have. You know?
What's 287 times 39?
287. Oh, we don't need the 2. We barely need the 80, but yeah. Okay, so that's a really good start, right? You get 2 marks out of your 32. You're already beating probably like 300 people out of 2,000. It's about 2,000 people taking the test. Okay.
2,000?
Yeah, actually, I have the stats. I'll
That
pull
means
up the
that everyone
stats.
else would get 0. Like 300 people would get 0.
It's only 2,000, which is really sad, right? Because actually, this test it used to be invitational. Now it's open to anyone. But schools still act like gatekeepers. Yeah, they still gatekeep. So they make you do well in the AMC, for example. So different schools gatekeep for different reasons, you know.
Wait, so
So some schools they don't want people to do it because they don't want to get embarrassed. Some schools they want people to do it because they don't want the kids to feel bad too young, like they get discouraged. And then some schools they just don't know about it. So there's lots of reasons.
So like schools can also do AIMO.
Yeah, so the school can enroll you. The school can buy the paper and enroll you in the competition. Yeah, it's just they don't. So any school that gives you an AMC has the same pull down menu to buy the AIMO. So it's literally the same thing, and it came out like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but basically you'll just do this with me. Okay. All right, let's do the base question together.
I'm probably gonna die during this.
Okay, so believe it or not, this question got like so many people. Okay, even the good students. So I had a student from the year before who basically got a perfect score, and then he's no longer my student. And then this year he did it on his own, and he couldn't understand what this question was asking because it was kind of funny, like. Or maybe it was another year, but it was like the base question was really confusing because of the way it was written with the subscripts and some. Or maybe it was another year actually. So what is a base, right? So base just means like if we have like so if I have the number 222, like my favorite number, yeah, that's actually written in base 10, yeah. So it's actually it means this, okay. And what that means is what that means is I'm timesing 2 by 10 squared, and I'm plusing 2 times 10, plus 2 times, like 10 to the power of 0, which is 1. Yeah? Okay. If I was to write 222 in base, like, 5, yeah? That would mean 2 times, what?
5 squared?
5 squared, plus 2 times 5, plus 2 times 5. Do you know what I mean? You get a different number.
Oh, I think
So what's the point of all the bases if we're always doing the
Oh,
same?
what's the point of other bases?
Yeah, like usually math stuff relates to life.
Yeah, I guess one question is why do we have base 10, right? So
Why
it's
not?
kind of
Why
like
not base
it's kind of like that
six?
question. Why
Why
do we
not
choose the
base
first 2
zero?
equations and not the third? So you might at some point when you're doing really deep mathematics, you might regret that choice of base 10, right? You might be like, "Oh, that's holding me back from solving all these problems." So and then this is kind of being aware of that choice.
Like, could they have made a negative base
I don't think so.
or base 0?
Yeah,
I
base
think
zero.
I think the base has to be positive, yeah.
But
Base zero
one-
go.
It's really how many symbols you have, right?
But the problem is for base 1, say you wanted to write the number 1, you would just get a whole string of zeros.
Well, the base one, they won't be unique. So it could be like, yeah. Like you don't know what the number, yeah, like you just
What
have more,
about base zero?
just writing
Basically
more
every
zeros.
number you just add an extra zero.
Yeah, so the point of having a base maybe is like instead of having infinitely many symbols to represent the numbers, because infinitely many numbers, you just have 10 symbols, but you make them in strings. Okay?
Wait, what do they do? Like, I know they add letters, but do they seriously do letters when they're like base 11 or something?
Base
Base
what?
16.
Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
We don't actually do much with bases. Like when we learn maths, like the program, we don't really deal much with bases. But it's good to be aware of them, and also like a lot of it is just kind of being able to deal with the definition. You know what I mean? So like the definition could be anything.
Yeah, but
You
if
just got to be
it's
able to
letters,
process it, find the next
yeah, but if it's
next
letters,
consequence.
anything could happen.
It's called
Like,
definition chasing.
you could write by name of letters.
Mhm.
Or you could write something rude.
Oh.
Exactly that. So,
Actually, the only time I actually heard the word definition stressed in school was in debating. Like because people really want to get that definition down
oh no.
to
Are you
then they start
debating?
arguing about stuff. Same with maths, right? You need a definition to start proving things. Otherwise, you don't really know what you're talking about.
Today we had a debate and we didn't. I think.
Do you do
about,
debating?
Yeah, I do debating.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, only 10 people actually came to the meeting. Like people who wanted to learn debating.
How much is the usual?
Wait, who else does debating? You do debating? Do you do debating? You do debating?
No.
I do debating.
Why should I come?
Okay, so do you want to proceed with this question?
Oh no.
Okay, so once you're told what that means, you just have to unpackage it and then you can solve the problem. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, b plus 1. That means 2, and it implicitly means like b plus 1 is bigger than 4 because you have to have, you know what I mean? Like if you do base, if you do base 6, you're not going to be able to use the letter 7, you know? So 2 times b plus 1 squared, yeah? So is your algebra good enough to deal with this, b plus 1 squared?
No.
Plus 3 times b plus 1, yeah? Plus 4 times essentially just 1, yeah? Minus 2 times b minus 1 squared, yeah? Minus 3 times b minus 1, and then minus 4 equals, and I guess 70 is just 70, yeah?
What's the time?
Huh?
What's the time?
It's like 6:30 almost. Okay.
b plus 1 squared is just b squared plus 1 plus 2b.
Yeah, so we don't actually need to expand it, okay? Remember we did the difference of two squares? How much algebra do you guys know? So the 4's cancel, yeah? The 4's just cancel.
Yeah.
And then like 3b plus 1 minus 3b minus 1
That's
is
just
literally just 6.
it just
Yeah. So that just cancels to give you 3 times 2, which is 6, right?
Yeah.
And then now the 2 minus 2, so the 2 is a factor of both, right? So it's 2 lots of b plus 1 squared minus b minus 1 squared. But you know that a difference of 2 squares, right?
Yeah.
Is now b plus, so b plus 1 squared minus b minus 1 squared. That, we know that factorizes as 2. Of course, you could just expand and cancel the terms, but we're trying to learn stuff here too. So you subtract it, you get 2, right? And you add it, and you get 2b, right?
to be or not to be.
Yes.
Yeah, because like the ones cancel out, kind of. If you add it,
We can change.
because you minus the 1.
Yeah. So now you have.
Tell me.
So now you have 6.
Tell
So
me
8b plus 6 equals 70, right? So now we're doing stuff that's easy, you know? So how do we solve 8b plus 6 is 70?
These 8.
It is 8. Yeah. So the thing is, with these kind of things, you know, like, you might feel you haven't learned something, right? But maths is not like that. It's like playing the hand you're dealt. You gotta make the most of it. So even if you don't know how to like solve equations, like, you know, divide and stuff, you could literally just guess b, right? You know, the answer. You always think about the possibility of guessing things, like things that are inefficient, but they could work. Like those things, it's kind of like a selective. So 8b equals.
don't talk about selective, please.
16. No, I did not talk about selective.
You said selective.
You know, is it weird that I still remember the exact date of selective last year and the exact date I got my results?
Oh,
No,
what date?
Last year was March 10th. No, March 31st, and we got our results back August 19th. Last year.
August 19th. That's like this week.
Coming back 2 days later.
Well, you're in year 7.
Oh, so we didn't. Not even later.
It's coming back on Friday.
So it means that they could do it faster. They're just wasting time. Wait, so is it coming back this Friday?
Yeah. You know, it's
Oh,
so
okay,
funny
good.
because
So
I
b
got
equals 8.
extremely lucky in the OC because they made it so that there's only 14 reading questions, which I'm bad at, but there's actually 18 math questions, which I'm good at, and I only got 1 math question.
Alright, so we
and
got
0 TS wrong.
Alright, so now the question is asking what is this in base 10, right?
Actually,
That's a good exercise for us.
did you ask it? This was right. Okay, I got 1 math wrong and 5 reading wrong. So what's the one they got wrong? What's the one they got? I don't remember.
Yeah, so the 4 topics in Maths Olympiad is like number theory, which is basically question 1. Okay. Algebra, which is basically question 2 mixed with number theory. Geometry, which is basically question 3. And combinatorics, which is basically question 5.
Oh wait, this year selective was meant to be in March 10th, right? And they changed it. No wonder I remember March 10th. You say March 10th is the 69th day of the year. Actually. And May the 4th be with you. May the 4th. You did also include May the 4th.
Michelle, you're blocking the way.
I've got 3 and 4. I don't quite understand 5.
Don't hack, please. What for? Please. No. Come on, no, dear chat. Come on, what is 4?
Okay, so let's do 4 next, okay?
It's 4's 4.
Are you
4's
sure?
4.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
4 is full. Suspicious.
Wait. I just noticed. If I
4 is a
guess,
fun question, okay? Because 4 is just
I just noticed.
if you roughly have the right sort of tools.
Wait, they don't.
I'll spend all my 4 hours on board.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Because you know
I'll
what
do
it,
one
it's,
as well.
it's a very nice question, right? It's very simple. You understand
No,
what it
4's
means.
not
You can
4.
spend your 4 hours, you get your 3 marks for your first time. Is actually a pretty good result.
He said 4's not 4. Just wondering. Wait, I have a question. What was it now? Oh yes. You don't lose marks for wrong questions, right?
Oh yeah, you don't lose marks for wrong.
Therefore, if I just guess, well, I have a 1 in 9 chance of getting it right.
Yeah, it depends on how you view it. Like if you view it as you had 35 out of 35 to start with, then everything you do you lose marks. But no, you don't get negative marks.
Oh yeah, you could get negative marks.
Okay, so
Wait.
okay, let me.
Chain's about to get it, guys. And 3 G.
So question 4 is like when I saw question 4, and I'm like, my first impression was that the person who was making the exam ran out of time for their deadline, so they just put a question in there from the book.
Oh.
Okay, so there's a kind of a famous
which
primary
is-
school question that's like, how many zeros are at the end of 50 factorial or something? I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I know 4.
What is it then?
6.
Hmm.
It's not.
60.
It can't be a number bigger than 9.
6
Alright.
then.
Alright, thanks for your input, Michelle.
Well, let me take a guess.
Alright,
7.
so basically,
Is 7 actually correct?
yeah, so there's this like pretty common question in the book, like in primary school. It's like, how many zeros are at the end of this, right? This is maybe like taking it to the one level further. What's the number before all the zeros?
I'm a nice man.
Right.
A.
Mental pencil. Come up with nose.
Okay, so one thing you want to know, so modular arithmetic is something we learn in number theory, but actually it's really based on this idea. It's a very simple idea that
It's
like the last digit times the last digit are the only things that contribute to the last digit, right? So if you just want to know the last digit of the number,
Wait, is it a multiple of 2?
oh yeah, it's even. Yeah, it's definitely even.
Oh, that means that oh, never mind.
So if I draw a table
let
for
me
you,
guess. It's definitely 4. No doubt.
definitely
Actually, no,
4.
It's not. It's definitely 8. It's definitely 8.
So let me draw a table. So what is it? 1, 2, 3,
It's definitely
4,
6.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right?
Can't be
To
10, right?
11,
Oh.
21, 31, 41.
Oh no.
Yeah, so if you didn't go through this length of trying it, you haven't failed yet. You haven't even qualified to fail. And that's 50, right?
What are you doing?
I'm just listing all the numbers out.
Because
So I got a table now, which has all 50 numbers, right?
there's already a table.
Is there?
Like right here.
Oh, and actually, he's talking about the dining table. Okay, so I'm not going to write all the numbers out, but you kind of get the idea, right? And what we want to do, so if you know the question like how many zeros are at the end, yeah, of 50 factorial, then this question is much easier. Okay, so it's kind of like the other question. I don't know that people like these questions where it's advantageous to know these things, esoteric things, but I think it's a little bit. I don't like that. But if you're at that question where you had to find out how many zeros there were, okay, what you realize is to get a 0 you need a 10, right? And a 10 is 2 times 5, okay? And
you could get 100.
but the basic principle is that there's no shortage of 2s, yeah, because every even number is going to give you a 2. So the limiting number is the 5s. So there's going to be as many zeros as there are 5s, if that makes sense. The 2s is going to be more than you need. Okay. Michelle, go away. Do you want to go in the other room now? Okay, so if we can get rid of a 2 for each 5, yeah,
Yep.
then we can just simply multiply out the rest of the numbers. Yeah.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
don't actually have to multiply out the rest of the numbers because you only care about the last digit. So you only have to multiply the last digit of all of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So what does this actually mean? Okay. Okay. Daniel.
What the hell? He just moved.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, I'm
not-
alive now. But I'm alive blind.
So if
because-
you're like trying to introduce Daniel to
But
people, you're
actually-
like, Daniel is one of the top rated chess players
But
under
I'm
18
blind.
in all of New South Wales. Okay.
I'm blind.
And then you're like, okay, also unfortunately Daniel tries to stab himself in the throat with a pencil during class.
What about this? What about this? You see, I'm blind now, and now I can see.
Now Daniel is officially.
And now I'm blind again, and now I can see.
Yes.
Oh,
So this is
guys, this proves I had no brain. In through one ear, and out the other.
Yeah. So we appreciate the diversity Daniel brings to the
That
class.
just means you have a hole in your brain. It just means
Yeah.
you have a hole in your brain.
I
Yeah.
have a brain.
It's just a
Yeah.
hole in your brain.
And that's why Daniel's proofs are going to be much harder to write for him than proofs that you're going to write because he'll have no understanding of what his target audience is actually reading from what he's writing. Whereas you might think, oh, that's what a person might think. Okay. All right. So we're going to get rid of the zeros, yeah? Benjamin, is this what you did as well?
Look at this.
No, I got 4. Yes. Is it 4 though?
I don't think it's 4. But it's got to be an even number if you think about it, right? Because
Yeah,
there's just
and
so
it's
many
definitely
more
8.
2s.
It's definitely 8.
So let me get rid of... Yeah, so get rid of all the zeros, yeah?
It's definitely 8.
Okay.
Chat.
I get rid of all the 5. So these are all the multiples of 5, yeah? So I want to get rid of all the multiples of 5. So instead of writing 5, I just write a 1, yeah? Instead of writing 15, I just write a 3. Instead of writing
1, 3, 5, 7.
Instead of writing 25, I'm just writing a 1, yeah?
You have to also change that 5 of the.
Okay. Instead of writing a 35, I'm going to write a 7, yeah? Instead
Why
of
is
writing a
that?
45, I'm going to write a 9, yeah?
Why is it 1 though?
Because 25 has 2 5s in it.
Oh! Hey, bad saying knock knock.
Oh, actually, yeah. When I was in America, okay,
But you were in
I was
America.
teaching this first
But you
first
were
year
in
uni
America.
class. Yeah.
You were actually in
When I was
America.
first, yeah, be quiet, Daniel.
Sorry about America.
I thought everyone was so smart because I thought like they were wearing all these like even though they're wearing like very casual, I thought they were all like secretly like genius hackers or something. Like when I first went there, and so I was teaching this class, and I'm like, who knows the answer to this question up on the blackboard, right? And this guy, he gets up, he writes on the answer on the blackboard, and it's just like Daniel. He's like, and then he just pumps his chest like 10 times. And then he goes and sits down.
What the hell?
And I was in shock, okay, because the answer was absolutely wrong, okay. So it just totally crushed my like image of everyone in the class, and I didn't even know how to like. It's like, should I consider how embarrassed he'll be after this, or what do I do here? Okay, anyway, so and don't forget when you get rid of the 5s, you gotta get rid of the 2s, okay? So for every 5 you get rid of, you gotta get rid of 1 2, okay?
Stop.
So this
Stop.
5,
Knock knock.
so maybe the 25 go with the 4, yeah?
Spell.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
And then you have another
Say,
1 5
What about
2
the 50?
3.
The 5
Spell.
left over.
spell who?
Yeah, I haven't got rid of it yet.
W-H-O.
Okay, and then if I get rid of the 5 from the 50, stop.
Yeah, but
I can
knock
get rid,
knock.
I can make that a 3 instead of a 6. Yeah?
Knock
Oh,
knock.
wow.
Okay. And actually that got rid of all the 5s. You see that? So now that all the 5s are gone, okay, I only need to worry about the last digit now. Yeah? Because I only care about the last digit. So now all these become just 1s, yeah? So these just become 1s, yeah? And these become just 2s, yeah? So I'm glad I did this before I wrote it out, because then I don't have to write as many 2s.
Yeah, but I thought you liked 2s.
2 is my favorite number.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mainly because I was born on the 22nd of December and he was born on like the 22nd of August. I don't know. It's a
What
lot
about
of
the 22nd of February?
coincidences.
What?
What about 22nd of
So your
February?
favorite number should be 2222.
Yeah.
No, it should be 22 because that has two twos.
Okay, so it's important to get these right, yeah? Because if you just write the answer and you get it wrong,
And then go like this.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
okay, 4.
We need a therapist.
I think I brought my therapist by finding him a violin. A bad shame.
My brain just connected.
Okay, so what are we doing here? 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, and then we got 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, right? And it's crazy how fast you can do this if you think about it, right? So there's not really an issue of time, it's really just an accuracy thing. See, for example, all the ones multiply together to get 1, right? So you literally just have one big 1, yeah? And you can do lots of things, like, for example, 2 9s multiply together to get 1, right? So you can literally just cross these 4 9s out, yeah? Or like if you have 4 3s, that's 2 9s, yeah? So like, you know, we're just killing all the numbers really fast, right?
Yeah.
And don't remember kill
you've
time.
got
And Daniel's
then
killing
you've
my
got
brain very
two
fast.
3s and a 1 9.
Yes.
Alright,
I was
where's...
just gonna do this.
Oh yeah, so I got this 3 here, and that 3 here, and the last 9,
And
yeah?
solve it without even looking.
Okay,
And there's another 3 in the right
What's
corner.
happening?
another 3.
No, and he solves it without
Okay.
even looking. Watch, he solves it without even looking.
Okay, so what do we have left? We have 4 2s. So we can turn the 2s into 4s. 4s turn into 6s, right?
Broken.
You're just like that guy who put his.
Okay, maybe I'll draw another table here. So these
It's
2
almost
4s
broken.
turn into a
Oh
6.
my god!
There's 3 6s, so it's 6, 6, 6 for these.
No, watch ready. Watch ready.
No, I mean,
Candy cube.
6, 6. Okay. Basically, like, this is how mistakes happen, okay? When someone's beating their chest and doing a Rubik's Cube.
Just wondering, what's ion cuckoo residue?
What?
Yeah. So this is the problem when people go into autopilot, right, and do the calculation. Because I don't know if you've done a test where you're pretty much sure you got everything, and then you look back and you made like 5%, 10% mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And if you think about like what you were doing at the time you were doing the question, it actually makes sense you made a mistake. You're always like looking out the window, or like you're comfortable in the exam, thinking about something else, and then
Yeah, but when
You're not
you
even
get
writing.
windows are fun to look out of.
okay, so that's 4 times 4, which is 6, and then there's 4 times 4 is 6, 4 times 4 is 6.
My brain.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 6s, 6 times 6 is 6. So actually 6s absorb each other, right?
Yeah.
So then you can actually delete all the 6s.
And all the
6 times 6
twos
times
and
6 times 6
fours.
times 6 times 6 times 6 is 6.
What?
6.
Mhm.
So there's just 1 6 left, yeah? All these 6s consume each other.
They do. Like how 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the 7 and 8s also make a 6.
No, they consume each other for 7, 8,
Okay,
9.
so let's call this a 6. You have a 6. 7 and 8 make a 6.
My man.
Yeah, 7 and 8 makes a 6. So these all just die as well, right?
Yeah, because 7 always 8, 9. Which is
Okay.
why 8 is gone.
I'm getting
9 is
nervous
gone.
now because we're just so distracted, you know? Like, this is where
Right.
mistakes happen.
Oh, what's the time?
And then 2 times, wait, so 4 times 9 is also 6, yeah?
Oh, I just turned the 2.
Okay, so at the moment we got a 6, and then now we're timesing by 1. We don't need to care about 1.
And there's another one
3
on the right.
and 7. 7, yeah? Alright, we don't care about the 1, yeah? So if we're taking care of all the numbers, if we have taken care of all the numbers, it should be 6 times 3 times 7, yeah? Which is what?
What's the answer? Come on, Mancho.
No, it's 6 times 3 times 7 times 7, yeah?
Mancho, you're so
Yeah. So 7 times 7 is 9, right?
true. Look at yourself. Oh, yeah, I can't figure out your part.
Yeah? 3 times 6 is 8, yeah? 3 times 6 is 8, 7 times 7 is 9, 9 times 8 is 2, yeah? So this is actually a multiple choice question, right? The answer has to be either 2, 4, 6, or 8. It's going to be even, yeah? So there's no point guessing any other answers, but can you see, like, it's crazy. You can make a little mistake, you lose a mark, right? Because it could be...
Yeah.
And so that's why you got to not bring all this stuff into the exam, Daniel.
Okay. Watch, ready? I can solve it without even looking. No, honestly, I'm not looking right. You see, it's about to solve itself. Is it solved?
No.
Okay, let's do question 3, yeah?
Yeah, it's 3 is
Watch, ready?
should I say it?
Watch, ready? Is it solved? Is it
You can take us
Is it
through it,
solved?
maybe. So let's have a look.
So basically, so
This looks so.
So you have a square, yeah?
yeah,
This looks
And you
so
have a
cool.
circle. Yeah?
yeah,
A, B, C, D. The radius is 10, yeah?
So first I figured out the side length of the square using Pythagoras theorem. Since if you divided it up into radiuses of 10 from the center of the square.
Oh, hold up. So you're basically, so the question's asking you to find this area,
I am,
that area.
I am going to.
Okay, yeah.
So you divide it up into 4 squares, 4 right-angled triangles, and so the side length of the square is just 200. Well, the square root of 200. The square root of 200. So you now know that the area of the square is just 200. And
I don't now know that. Sorry, man.
So he's basically saying, like, he knows the area of the square, yeah? Because you can use Pythagoras to find the side length of the square. Okay? So half the side length is going to be 10 on root 2.
Yep.
Yeah? So then twice the side length, so the actual side length is 20 on root 2, and so the area is
200.
Watch me solve this.
is
It'll be so big. You solve it with two
Wait, what?
twisted corners.
so it's 20 on root 2 squared, right? Which is 200, yeah?
Yeah.
It's 400 on 2 is the area, yeah. So sometimes we write this for the area.
And then to find the area of the circle, you have to just find its radius, which is 10, multiply that by itself, and times it by 3.14, and you get 314.
This is painful.
And you get 314 for the area of the circle.
Oh, okay.
And you subtract that, and you subtract 200 from 314, getting one.
Daniel, what are you doing?
114.
Daniel, be quiet.
Then you get 114, which is equally divided between the 4 parts sticking out.
Uh-huh.
So each part is 114 divided by 4,
Each part is 114.
like the area of.
Oh. Wait, did you calculate the area of the red circle?
Yeah, it's 314. It's 314.
I think it's best to leave it as pi, yeah?
Yes,
Pi. It's exactly 314.
Stop, Daniel.
pi is yummy.
So 100 pi is the area of the circle, right? So
Pi is not a fig.
so if you do 100 pi minus 200, that's the area of the red bit that's outside the square, right?
No, and then you have to divide all that by 4.
You divide by 4 and then you get this area here, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you subtract that from the area of the semicircle.
Yep.
So the area, remember we had, it was 20 on root 2 was the radius, right? So the area was pi times this squared over 2, which is literally 100 pi again. What? Wait, hold on. 200 pi.
I think it's better to actually just find 100 pi first.
100 pi?
100 pi is 314.
Oh, no. Like, you'll never need to find pi in this. Like, because the answer is always going to be an integer anyway. But, like, if there's a pi, it always cancels. But pi goes forever, you know?
Yeah.
And it's okay, so the radius squared, so 20 on root 2. So 10 on root 2 is the radius here, right? So 10 on root 2, if you square that, you get 100 on 2, right?
Which is 50.
Which is 50, okay? And so the area of the semicircle is 50 pi on 2, right?
Yeah.
Which is 25 pi. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
And so you're doing 25 pi minus what was the question asking again?
What's the area of the blue part?
Yeah, so it's 25 pi minus this
100
number.
pi minus 200.
Oh, so it's good the pi's cancel, right? Because the 100 pi, this is 25 pi minus 50, right?
Yeah.
So 25 pi minus 25 pi minus 50 is 50.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
50.
Okay. Yeah, so the word circumcircle is not gonna come up again, I don't think. And the circle geometry required is actually way less than what you're gonna learn. Okay, but the next level is gonna require you way more than this pretended was enough. So you have to kind of anticipate. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, so that is pretty much.
Just asking, if we get around like 10, 15, what should we expect to get as an award?
Oh, okay. If you get like 10, you get a credit. So the credit is like pretty significant at the start.
Wait, 15.
Like the
then-
question 10 or like
15 is getting closer to distinction.
question 10 or like
So like look at the question. So if you get the first 4 questions, that's 10 points, right?
Yeah.
That's like above average for the entire paper. Most of the time. Depends on the year, but like if you do the first 3 questions, you're doing better than like year 7 level for this. Yeah? And remember, because the schools gatekeep so much, the 2,000 people are like the best from each school. Like, or at least the highest AMC performers, or like the highest maths test marks in their school. So you're beating like 1,000 of them by just doing
10 marks.
by just doing the first 4 questions, right?
Yeah.
Does
anyone get prize at all though?
Prize? Oh yeah, so our students this year, for the year 10 students when we did it this year, like they all got prizes in our class.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 of them, and then one of them went on to represent Australia.
What are the prizes?
Huh?
What are the prizes?
Oh, the prizes are kind of dubious. It's like a voucher, and you basically have to spend it on. There's only like one book in the bookstore, and you basically have to buy that book. Once you buy that book, I think the only thing you can spend your money on is really t-shirts. And then so a lot of people just like got the book and just a lot of t-shirts.
How much is like t-shirts?
I don't know. Probably like, I don't know, $50? I'm not sure. Okay, so. Oh, okay, good question. So last year, if you got like, so maybe this year, I think if you got like 28, it would have been a prize. 27. Yeah. Maybe we can have a look at that a little bit. Let's have a look. Let's see if I have that. So for this particular test, yeah, I have this download.
So the prizes are just money, and you use most of.
I think it's the prize is more like, you know, for honor than the money value. The money value is not worth the prize. It's more like it opens doors for you in terms of you get to the next competition. And so if you're in like this age group and you get like 18 points, you'll be invited to the national camp. So it's
Around
like
281 of year 8 students got participation.
Yeah.
That's not much though.
Actually, wait, maybe this was the year when my year 8 student got a prize. He got 30, I think he got 34 out of 35.
So how much money?
This was probably one of the first years. I don't care about the money. It's not even worth, like, it's actually not even large compared to the entry fee, so it's not even worth talking about the prize, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Entry fee is like $20. The prize is not, like, probably not even like more than $100, you know, even if it is $100, it's not worth it.
Oh.
Don't even think about the money. It's kind of a pointless endeavor. When you're young, you always overestimate the value of money. Money is rather worthless.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, so if you look at this, right? How many people did it? 2,000, yeah? So only, like, you're in this category, 343 people that are not year 8, 9, or 10, yeah? See how, like, this, most of the people are like year 8, 9. 9 and 10 is like half the people, yeah? What's that? Hold on. Who's that? Hello?
Can Mary come down?
Oh, yeah, I'll send her down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'll send you down soon. So, so yeah, credit. I think like 56 people out of all the 300 got credit, yeah? If you look at the cutoffs, where's the cutoff? Is that the cutoffs? Oh, what? It didn't have the cutoffs here.
What's the time? What's the time?
What are cutoffs?
Oh, okay. But I mean, overall, if the overall mean is 9.4, yeah? That means if you get 10 points, you get a credit. Yeah? So, and also, like, look at year 10, the average is only 11.7. So if you get 12, you beat half the year 10s, yeah? Okay, I mean, it's not to say they're all bad, but they're definitely not prepared, you know? That's true. I mean, some of them are just bad, but like, yeah, like it's terrible to be bad and unprepared, right? You gotta be like at least prepared. You can control that, right? So if you look at the question, wait, is there a question? Yeah. So these statistics are not very good.
If you stop being annoying for the rest of
But yeah, look, it says the top 10% for high distinction, 15% for distinction, and 25% for credit. So the rules are a little bit different. Oh, it's 10%, 25, but yeah, it is 50%. Huh?
I thought it was 1%.
Oh, that's for that's for AMC, yeah. This is a bit different because these people are already like to be in this, or the idea is to be in this, you're already like you're not below average. Like you've already cut down like the bottom 3/4 of the people to even be in this. So being in like the top 10% of this is kind of like being in the top 1%, yeah. Or better. I mean, it depends. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah. Do you guys have any questions? That's the time? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 7.
Okay, so I might spend this time to send you. I'll send you 2019 and the Discord. You can see some of the other ones. But basically, if you need anything, you can just message me, right? It's not like it's not over once the lesson's over. You know what I mean? In principle, you can spend as much time on maths as you want, and it should be possible. Okay.